What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Married to Reality. I'm your co-host, John, here with my wife and co-host. I appreciate that she's an adventurous, sexy woman that jumped on this red carpet with me. It's the one and only Teresa.
Hello, everyone. How's everyone doing? And I sure am. Everything that you said.
Is that a creative nomad I see over there?
Ooh. We're both creative nomads.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Jibri.
Oh, Jibri.
Jibri wins the biggest moron of the season.
Oh, are we giving out awards now?
Biggest moron of the season goes to Jibri.
What a moron.
Anyone surprised? No? Me neither.
Yeah, I don't know what was going on. I don't know if he got hired to co-host that tell hall with Sean.
I just don't like, he has no sense of humor. He cannot take a step. He's just ridiculous. At least Bilal, it's kind of quiet and sitting there, and then he was like, damn, yeah, not everyone loves me, right?
He's got that's a great point. He's got no self-awareness.
No self-awareness, no sense of humor. Like,
I think he's got Did you see what he was wearing? I think he has a sense of humor.
Who?
Jibri.
Well, Sparkles? Sparkles?
To wear that, you are hilarious.
Yes. Or you think you are a fashion icon. Honestly, I like Miona.
Yeah.
I really do. But they spoiled it for me when they were trying to sell jeans for $40,000 on episode 2.
That was just...
You gave it away. Like, we see what you're doing. You want it to be on TV. You're trying to get your music going or whatever. You're trying to be these influencers, right?
Yeah.
You gave it away and it sucked. But now we see that you, besides all that, you are a moron.
If he could laugh at himself, I think it would make all the difference.
Oh my gosh. Like, if I didn't mind that he was making all these comments, like, sure, like, make it interesting.
Right.
But the way he did it, and then when someone says one little thing about him, he walks away.
Yeah, it's classic. You can dish it, but you can't take it.
Yeah, and again, Bilal also has no sense of humor, and he also thinks he's a prankster, but then someone tries to prank him. He doesn't love it. But for some reason, I'm more okay with Bilal at the moment than I'm with Jibri.
Yeah, well, the idea of pranking someone is being a jokester, is having a sense of humor.
Yeah.
So at least there's that part of the equation. Jibri doesn't even have that. Jibri doesn't have it going either way. Whatever he does is not a prank. It's not a joke. It's an attack.
Yes.
And then when someone comes back with equal levels of negativity or attacking, he can't take it. So at least Bilal's trying to do something funny.
Yes.
It's just
and
not.
again, we're not big fans of Bilal either, but I'll take Bilal over Jibri right now. And Jibri is the typical, and I can't say because I am an only child, but I have a sense of humor. I don't walk away. My parents raised me as a non-only child because my dad comes from a lot of siblings, right? But he is the only child. He's the one when someone doesn't play by his rules, he gets upset and walks away because he cannot take it.
Yeah, and he also doesn't let things go.
No.
And he lives in his past. And so this tell-all was almost some type of therapy session where he's confronting these issues in his past that aren't there anymore, but he can't seem to escape them. So he looks at Ari and Bini, and he gets all worked up because this reminds me of when I'm trying to be creative and people would hold me back. Then he looks at Patrick and John, and he's like, this is when I was growing up in South Dakota and people would make fun of me because I was different. It's like, that was then. It seems like you've progressed. It seems like you've grown into adulthood to a certain extent. Why is this making you feel upset now and to a point where you have to throw temper tantrums? Haven't you moved on from that?
No, he has not. And even the whole exchange with John, like when John's calling him Sparkles, and he's joking.
It's a joke.
He doesn't give a shit about Jibri, right?
Yeah.
He's like literally having fun. Like he could have gotten offended big time and yell at him because Jibri called him drunk, right?
Yeah.
But he's like, oh, like you shut up, Sparkles. Like, what? Come on. And like Jibri cannot take it.
Yeah.
We'll get there.
We'll get there. Before we do, a little housekeeping. Follow us on social media at Married to Reality Pod. It's a good time over there.
Fun.
It's fun. Some would say it's fun. Posting all sorts of things, reels, memes, keeping you guys updated with news. We chat with you guys over there. So follow along at Married to Reality Pod on Instagram. Speaking of chatting, this is the week. This is the week of the Patreon happy hour.
Woohoo!
It is happening this Thursday, August 25th, 9 p.m. Eastern time. So all of our patrons, all of our friends over there on Patreon, come join us, hang out for an hour or so. Let's talk about these crazy shows. Let's talk about what we might cover next. Let's just have a good time. Let's have a couple drinks. Let's have a good time. No need to show your face. No need to even talk if you don't want.
Yeah, or if you want to, do it. Show your face. Pop in. Say hello.
Yeah. It'll be a good time. If you're not on the Patreon and you want to join, you can still sign up any level. You will get a link to the Zoom happy hour. So come hang out. We think it's going to be a good time. That is Thursday, August 25th, 9 p.m. Eastern time, patreon.com/married to reality. Also, make sure you guys are following the podcast, the one you're listening to this very minute.
Yes.
It's so easy to do. When you do it, you'll make sure you get all of the podcasts, no matter what episodes, no matter what days we drop it. You'll get them right to your device. So easy to follow the podcast. All you have to do is look down, smash that follow button.
Guys, smash it like it. It's hard. It's something I learned on this episode. The placenta pills.
So do you want me to get into that now, or should I save it until we talk about it?
Up to you, but I Googled a little bit.
Yeah.
You Googled more. You can also dry up your own placenta and do it at home.
Okay, well,
You can also get cheap placenta, also a goat placenta. I didn't get farther than these two animals.
Okay. Well, I'll just put a disclaimer out here now. Don't take medical advice from this podcast. Also, don't take it from a 90-day fiancé tell-all, because what I read, just a quick search, just a preliminary search, CDC comes up, some other reputable organizations come up and say, you shouldn't do it.
Why
You
not?
shouldn't be eating placenta because there are bacteria and viruses potentially in the placenta that even after the process of putting it into pills or whatever form you want to put it in, sprinkles for your sundaes, hot fudge, it doesn't matter.
Placenta smoothies, that's also what I saw.
Okay, well, it doesn't necessarily kill these bacteria, these viruses. They can be super harmful to mom and child if you're breastfeeding.
Ah.
And so it's not advised, at least not by actual medical
But can I
professionals.
take the sheep placenta pills?
I don't know. If there's no bacteria or viruses in it, then potentially. Also, other research reports have come out from the CDC and elsewhere saying there's actually no proven benefits. So
Really?
there is risk and no verified reward.
Deer placenta.
Okay.
It's all on iherb.com.
Okay. Well, we're not a sponsor. And I'm not promoting you guys eat placenta.
So I'm not sure if that's actually legit.
From my little research that I did, it doesn't look like it's the best thing to do for anyone.
All right, but it's a hot news. I didn't know you can turn your placenta into pills.
Oh, yeah.
Emily's still kicking, so.
Okay. All right. Well, you do what you want to do at home. We would have a discussion about it for sure. But
All right.
I don't know that the reward is worth the risk.
Well, thanks for letting us know, Jonathan.
That's what I'm here to do. All right. So you're smashing it like it's as hot as I would say not that. That's not that hot. It's not the hottest thing
Hot
to do.
news. Hot news.
Okay. Well, I don't think it's news either. I think people have been doing it.
Hot news for me.
All right.
Oh my gosh.
All right. just follow the podcast. And last but not least, if you haven't left a review, you guys know we love it. We need it. So if you could take a few seconds, you can rate, review. It makes our day. It makes our week. It doesn't have to be a long review, although we do like when you say a few things to us. It can be short and sweet like this one that I have today.
All right.
Okay. I have one from our friend KKN0411.
Hello,
I
KKN0411.
think those were the masks we were all required to wear at the start of the pandemic.
Why did you say 0411? Why didn't you say 0411
Okay. KKN0411.
or 0411?
0411
It's
information.
interesting how people read numbers.
Yeah, and sometimes I didn't say 0411 because some people mix.
Oh, I say that too.
I do that too because my home phone number has an O. It has, Yeah, I'll say O.
Are you giving us your home number or what?
Yeah, call in. All right, let's read this review from KKN0411. 5 stars, titled Love Them.
Love that.
And then just a little, they are entertaining, exclamation point.
Love that.
That's it, short and sweet.
Love that, short and sweet.
We love it. It doesn't have, you don't have to go on. We love the 5 stars, and we love a little mention of how much you love us. So
yeah, we love that.
We love.
Love that review. Thank you.
Yes.
Something 0144.
KN95, or KK and 0411.
Totally wrong. Thank you.
Yes. All right. How about we get into a little 90-day, by the way?
Okay.
Number 1, and thank you to Teresa for this one. All right.
I sometimes help John, guys.
I needed a little help this week. It was tough. I was struggling right up till the moment we pressed record. I was looking, trying to find some hot news.
I told you this a week ago.
And you told me this one,
ago.
and it's good. It's good. Do you want to help me out with this one, or do you?
Well, you can go deeper on this because I didn't go too deep.
All right. Well, Julia of Brandon and Julia recently shared that she has a job. She's turned her love of dogs into a bit of a career.
I love that.
So we know Ron and Betty, they have that dog breeding facility, right? For better or worse. Now, she's gotten involved with that. Ron has showed her the ropes. Ron has showed her how to raise and train dogs. And she's spun it off into a bit of a career of her own. She shared this sizzle reel on Instagram of her training a German Shepherd, saying, "This is what I'm doing now. I am a dog trainer."
You know why I love that? Because I think it's important. We always say that. And we know that not everyone is happy with their jobs. Not everyone loves their jobs, but it's a source of income and you do what you have to do, right? But if you do love your job, it's an extra bonus because we all have to work until we're very, very old, unless we win the lottery or something wild happens, right? But the fact that she came here, and I always say it, like, I don't get how these foreigners do it because you come here, she had a background in go-go dancing. I don't think that's a big market for married women.
Design, too.
Yeah, that's what she said. But I know she was go-go dancing, right?
Sure.
I don't think if you're married, maybe your husband doesn't want you to go-go dance. I don't know. I'm just saying what I think, right? Not judging, but the fact that she found something besides her thinking like, maybe I'll be a wedding planner, or maybe I'll be do this and this and that. But then she found something she's actually passionate about because we know that she loves the dog. She loves dogs, right? And she was able to turn it into a career, or she's trying to. She's on the way. That's awesome.
It's just ironic because she did not want to work the farm. She did not want to work with animals at all. And now she found one animal that she does want to work with.
She always loved it. You remember she did that stripper interview for the gym.
I'll never forget that.
Never forget, right? But those are things like, yes, like she was looking for a job, which is kudos to her, but maybe she wouldn't love that. Maybe wasn't for her. And I'm sure she tried a few things, but finding something that you're like, damn, I love dogs, and wait a minute, I can make money training dogs. And I think she said she got a certificate or something. She's working towards that.
Maybe.
That's good for her.
I
hope that she can keep it up.
Congrats to Julia, and thanks to Teresa for the lead, for the hot tip.
You are welcome.
And you guys know, and you guys do, if you guys have any leads on stories, send them in. I can always use the help. A lot of you guys do that, and I thank you. And so keep sending them in. I can use all the stories I can get.
What else did you dig up?
All right, number 2. It is cuffing season, right? It is time to settle down, find your person, at least for the winter months. And so here's a new little segment called Cuffing Season, the segment.
Wait a minute. Is that going to be an accuting segment?
No.
Did you add a segment within your actual segment?
No.
You can't do that.
No, but it's time to settle down. And yes, there's the single life coming up, which is going to be amazing. But not everyone was cast for the single life. There are still some lonely singles out there who are looking for their partner this winter season. And a lot of 90-dayers are out there trying the dating apps.
Okay.
So a bunch recently popped up, and I'm going to just go over a couple.
Can I guess? Larissa.
No.
I think so, because I watched her stories recently, and there's some mentioning of that someone saw her on Tinder.
Oh, maybe she is. Well, maybe she will then match with one of these eligible bachelors.
Okay, can I still guess?
You got one more guess.
Well, I was right, so I get 2 more guesses.
Well, I have not verified that.
Well, okay, I'm gonna guess. Singles.
Oh, God.
This is tough because I can't think of anyone who's
I thought you had a
single.
guess.
Okay. Michael from Connecticut.
Yeah, that's my first one. Are you cheating? Stop.
No, but I was thinking of singles.
Stop looking at my notes. Yeah.
Okay, Michael from Connecticut.
Michael, 44. And so just here's a little bit of his bio. And then if you
What is
guys-
he from? I mean, where is he from? What is he on?
Tinder. These are all Tinder.
Why do you have a bio on Tinder?
You write a little bit about you. You're said
I wrote
graphic
2
designer.
Yeah, I wrote 2 words.
And that hooked me. Cliffhanger left me wanting more. Michael, 44. Yes, from Connecticut. He says, wine business entrepreneur based in Greenwich, Connecticut, world traveler, father of 2, BMI royalty earning musician, a loving dog daddy, 6'1". I don't know that you really should put your height in your bio, but
I think you should. That's important.
unless you're like Tree from Married at First
It's
Sight.
actually, you should always put your height in your bio.
No, but I
because
think-
I almost didn't swipe on you because I didn't think you're taller than me.
But isn't there a section for height? Like to put
No.
that up in your bio, I thought it was like height, body type.
I don't think it's on Tinder unless Tinder upgraded since the 7 years ago when we used it. But
But let me finish. The last thing he says in his bio is barely D-list celebrity from trashy reality TV.
Say it again.
Barely D-list celebrity from trashy
That's kind of
reality.
funny.
Yes. No, that's good. He is self-aware.
Yeah.
That is someone who's self-aware. So, all right, ladies, if you're interested, Michael is on the market. Speaking of Michaels, Mike Burke of Mike and Jimena. Okay?
Mike
He
and
is
Jimena.
definitely single. His
Mike from New York.
Mike the Farda.
Mike the father.
Yes, he's got a profile up on Tinder, 36, IT administrator at an IT company, says he went to Pace University. And his little about me, just me being me and living life. Let's go bowling or have a coffee sometime. All right, any ladies getting turned on from that bio?
You gotta go for a drink. I'm not an alcoholic, but I think unless you are not a drinker,
Yeah.
you should go for a drink because even one drink is an icebreaker.
Well, coffee is a beverage.
I know. That's for the non-drinkers.
Bowling is a strange request.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. So
No. But can I do one more guess because you don't let me?
Um,
Speaking of Michaels,
I have two more.
Michael from Washington State.
No, although he has been seen around with another reality TV star, and I forget her name. She was on some other show, but they were seen in Vegas. So I think he's
He's out
locked
there?
down.
Okay.
I think he's off the market.
Okay,
All right.
okay.
You one more guess, or you want me to tell you?
One more guess. Okay, single. Pedro?
No, but he also has been spotted with another woman.
Really?
Yes, moving quickly over there.
I can't believe they actually broke up. I
know,
didn't
I
love the family Chantel, but I never thought they will not make it.
I know. I almost still don't believe it, but we'll see.
All right. Well, you tell
Let
me now.
Okay, Caleb from Caleb and Alina.
Oh, okay.
29. A lot of shirtless pictures in his bio.
Yeah, I can see that.
Almost exclusively shirtless photos. A photo of him with Alina and Elijah and a photo of him bartending. And he says, yeah, you've probably seen me on TV. That's how he leads. Of course. It's a photo of him shirtless. That's how vain he is. Yes. Yeah, you've probably
and that's
seen
why he used, oh my gosh, he was trying to romantically pursue Alina, and you put a photo with her on Tinder?
True.
Get
True.
out of here.
And then his bio wraps up with, the hardest part of this app is deciding on 6 pictures. So he'd put half of them shirtless. So it was probably like, which shirtless photos do I use?
But I remember Tinder did have only 6 photos when I used it.
Yeah? Oh, all right. And last but not least, definitely not least, because I like this guy a lot, and I hope he finds love. He is a Vegas resident. It's not Larissa, but maybe him and Larissa will connect.
It's David.
No, what? Oh, I thought you meant David and Annie. No, but he probably is on some sort of...
I thought he was like hooking up with...
He would go bowling with Mike.
Oh, yeah. I thought he was hooking up with the girl from France who was with
Mira.
Andrew. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't.
Okay,
I think that was for clout.
Vegas. Damn it. Oh, I know.
Okay.
What's her face?
Well, if I tell you and you're wrong, I'm giving you too much.
The Williams?
No, no, you're not
Okay,
good at
I
this.
don't
You're
know.
not good at this game. Patrick of Patrick and Miriam, the DJ in Vegas.
There's so many fucking 90 Day.
Yeah, yeah. So he's out there looking for love, touring DJ, MMA fighter, producer, super outgoing is what his bio says.
You should be friends with Bini because that sounds like Bini's
I know.
bio if he was single.
Definitely. And that's it. That's cuffing season, the segment.
How did you find all this?
They're all
Please
over.
tell me you did not go on Tinder.
No, it's all over the internet,
Okay.
Teresa. It's all over the internet.
Good.
All right. Good luck to everyone. We hope you find love this season. And
Or no, then we'll see you on the single life.
that's true. And that, Teresa, is 90 Day by the way.
Loved it. Look at you.
Look at me.
Look at you.
All right. Let's get into the reason we are here, which is Sunday night, 90 Day Fiancé, Season 9, Episode 18, The Tell-All Part 2.
Yes.
I thought it was a little weaker than Tell-All Part 1.
It was.
Okay,
It
can we
was.
just get that out there?
Yes.
Tell-All Part 1 came in with a vengeance, gripped, leaning in, edge of our seats, give me more, and then we got more, and it was lukewarm, I would say.
Yes, I agree. So we pick up where we left off. Still at Patrick and Thais. And Jibri.
Sparkles.
Jibri is
Sparkles.
still going strong on John. And Sparkles. Like, literally, he's having fun. He's having a blast, just like
Yes.
joking around. And Jibri can't take it. Like, Jibri is such a baby.
Jibri needs to take ownership of the name Sparkles and release a song, title it Sparkles, and just own it. Take it back.
Yeah, he's too...
He needs to laugh. He needs to go along with the
doesn't
joke.
he doesn't laugh.
And that's the thing. The more you push back against something, the more you're going to keep getting it. Like if someone makes fun of you for something and you throw a stink about it, you can't take it. That person found your weakness. They're going to keep going at you for it.
Oh my gosh,
If you
for
can laugh
sure.
at yourself, they're going to go, oh, that doesn't work. Okay. And they're going to stop doing it.
Yeah, Jibri can't. That's why I'm saying Jibri cannot take a step. Like, he's going so hard at John, thinking like I'm winning here, I'm winning, and John just doesn't give a shit, and he just fires back like, okay, shut up, Sparkles. Like, what's up, Sparkles? And Jibri can't take it, right? Then Sean steps in and she's asking Patrick if Jibri's accusation of John being a third wheel to
Yeah.
the relationship is accurate.
Yeah. To Patrick, no. He thinks John gives them plenty of space. And Thais is the one who kind of disagrees, saying John's a little too involved. But I'm sure if John lived in the same city as them, Thais would think that was too much involved.
Do you think he moved to Vegas with them?
That's my biggest question. And that's why I'm frustrated with this tell-all, is because there are things that weren't asked, weren't answered.
True.
At least we got the even Mohamed.
Yeah.
Little bit of closure. because
Yeah.
when that came up at the end, I was like, oh, we're addressing it? But the other biggest question to me is, does John still live with them? We found out, yes, Emily and her living situation in Kobe. But does John still live with Patrick and Thais? That wasn't asked. It wasn't answered. If I had to guess, yes.
I was gonna say yes too, because if he didn't, why would Thais still be like,
Right.
yeah,
And because I think John has the job he has because of Patrick. And so if Patrick moved somewhere for work, I'm assuming he moved to Vegas for another job opportunity or promotion. I'm sure he would bring
yeah.
John his security tech or whatever John's job is within the company. I'm sure he would bring him along with him. And yes, I think Thais would be over it if they weren't living together. So they have to be.
Yes.
I have to imagine.
I just love that John is just being himself, and I think Patrick is too. I think all these guys are very chilled and just like, Patrick is more structured. John is just like living his best life. All
He's
he
having
needs
a
is a
blast.
six-pack. Yeah. But Jibri is trying to put up this persona out that I am Sparkles, but without owning it up, right?
Right.
Like, take a chill pill or a placenta pill, Jibri.
Don't take a placenta pill. Chill pills are proven to work more than placenta pills.
But yeah, so then we see the break, right?
Yeah.
And we usually don't talk about breaks, But
This was a good break.
yeah, they're all sitting in the break room, and people are chatting with John, and John is like sharing his age. He's 39. It was his birthday the other day. He doesn't even know which day, right? Classic John, right? And Bilal's kind of trying to ask about the business, but then Jibri, aka Sparkles, comes into the room, and he just becomes this wounded animal. He's like, I don't want to film with him. Like, if you go up there, I'm not going up there. And I'm like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, the producers try to get everyone to set, and Jibri makes this big point about, I can't be in the same room as John, and if he goes, I'm not going. I don't understand this, because literally all John did was call Jibri Sparkles.
I know.
That is it. That was his one joke. It was a decent joke. He kept hammering at it because he saw Jibri couldn't take it. But that's all he did.
And the reason why he did it is because the second that John stepped on the stage or on the set, Jibri started like, oh, okay, you're drunk. Like, how many beers did you already have?
Exactly. So John only said one joke over and over again, Sparkles. Jibri was calling John a drunk, a loser, lonely. Jibri was actually the one being rude and, attacking. And now Jibri's going, I can't be out. I don't feel safe
Like,
out
if
there
it
with
was
John.
me and I was a dude, it was a dude against a dude, I would freaking punch him in the face.
John would crush Jibri.
Oh my gosh, John's big.
John would crush
John
Jibri.
was just so fucking chill. He's like, okay, Sparkles. That's fucking amazing. Jibri is the baby, and now he's making this like, ugh, I cannot get back on the stage. If he's going up there, I'm not going up there. It's like, really?
And that's how much of a star Jibri thinks
my
he
gosh.
is. That he has the power, that this is his show. Oh, John, you're nobody. You're Patrick's brother. Well, newsflash, Jibri, I'm going to break some news here. Everyone watching this season loved John and wanted more John.
Including Kenny and Amanda.
Yeah.
Kenny and Tim, who are still there for some reason.
You'll get the names right, Teresa. We're done with this season after this episode anyway, so don't bother learning them now. But everyone wanted more John. Everyone wanted less Jibri. And here's Jibri going, I'm the star. I can say who's going to be on the stage and who's not. This is my stage. This is my stage, and I have to allow you to be here. No, Jibri. We would rather have John sit there the entire time than have you sit there.
Absolutely.
For 5 minutes. So speaking of Kenny and Tim, forgot they existed, but then they rush in like they are journalists in a war zone. Mm-hmm. They're like, oh, we're going to get a battlefield interview. We're going to go out there. We're going to talk to John. We got some questions for John.
Yeah, and Kenny's like, I want to pick his brain. And honestly, I still don't understand. And I love Kenny. I love Armando. I like Tim too. I think he also is a Sparkles. But it's okay. I don't understand why they were there, because they were not participating at all. They did two
nothing.
tiny interviews. For what?
They added nothing. But it's funny you say about Tim, because he had to have been shitting those sparkly pants walking in to see John going, uh-oh.
I mean,
Sparkles,
Kenny's shirt also sparkles.
Everyone was sparkling.
Everyone was sparkling, yeah.
To me, I go, this was planned, because when they go find John, he's the only one sitting there by himself. Everyone had left.
But I feel like they told John, hey, John, can you stand back? And I doubt that John even knew who these guys were. Because they introduced himself to him.
Yeah. Tim's like, are you surprised it was the Paisley pastel cowboy that went for you? And John's like, yeah, he started at me, called me a drunk, so I just went back and he couldn't take it.
That's so true, literally.
That's exactly how it went down.
Yes. And everyone loves John. Even these two, Kenny and Tim, loving John. Everyone's loving John, right?
Except back on set, everyone's consoling Jibri.
Yeah, what the
Thais,
fuck?
Bilal. It was kind of strange because
Not everyone, some people. There are people who cannot take Jibri.
But I guess you have this camaraderie of like, we are the class of 2022 90 Day Fiancé, and like we have Jibri's back because John wasn't a main character. So they were taking Jibri's side and consoling him. And before they restart, Sean asks Jibri what happened. And this is where I'm saying Jibri was having this therapy session. He's like, when I saw John and how he treated Pat and Thais, that brought me back to South Dakota when I'd get bullied for being different. That's some trailer trash shit. I'm like, what are you talking about?
Honestly, so yes, we're back on set, by the way.
Yeah.
Back on set, right?
Well, we haven't restarted yet. Before they restarted, Sean asked what happened.
Yeah. So, but now we kind of abandoned Kenny and Tim, who basically said, oh, we love you, John. Or they said, oh, Tim is like, I don't drink, but I would have a beer with you. That's basically a way of saying we love you. Back on set. And the fact that, yes, like we all know Patrick opened up about the fact that they did grow up in a trailer park and talked about it as a, they had a tough childhood. Mom wasn't there for them, and dad wasn't there really. John stepped up and he was the father figure for him, right? The fact that Jibri comes in and calls him a trailer trash and saying, we know that you grew up in a trailer park, but your brother is a trailer trash. Like, really?
Yeah.
Really?
It's so distasteful because Jibri's whole thing is everyone picks on me. Everyone makes fun of me. And now you're doing that exact same thing.
And that's what Ari calls him out too. Ari's like, you say that you were bullied, but you are the bully.
You're the bully.
You're trying to be the bully until there is someone like John who is like, oh my gosh, like fuck off, Sparkles.
But I don't even
care.
Understand the rationale because Jibri's saying, when I saw how John treated Pat and Thais, that brought me back to bullying. John never bullied Pat. John bullied you, if anyone, Jibri, and I wouldn't even call that bullying. I would call that joking around.
It was a response to Jibri's wannabe bullying.
Right. So Jibri is just reacting. He's inserting himself into this dynamic the same way he inserted himself into everyone's business, and he's allowing that to bring him back to a younger time where he wasn't happy. But it's not reality. That's not what was happening. And
also, I think by bullying them, he meant that John was always there. John was the third wheel. John was telling Patrick to get strippers, and who cares about Thais? Like, I think that John had a certain attitude towards them or towards Thais. That's what Jibri took as bullying. And honestly, yes, John probably should have been nicer to Thais, but it goes both ways. It goes both ways. They both should have found a middle ground. But this conversation about who's bullying who, I don't even want to use the word bullying. That should happen between Thais and John.
But John was rude to Thais one time.
Rude, that's a good...
That we saw when he was making those comments in the kitchen that first day when he was drinking at like 11 a.m. or whatever. That was the one time that we saw him actually being rude.
And then he was rude, not in her face, when he was saying like, Patrick, come on, like don't be on a leash. Like, let's have some strippers as if it's some fun.
That's not rude to Thais.
No, it's not. But I'm saying if you wanna,
that's not bullying Thais.
And I did not say. I don't want to use the word bullying because I think has a very different meaning.
Yes.
So even like Jibri. I would not say that Jibri is trying to bully someone. Like, I think that's a very strong word.
Yeah, he was being a bit of a bully. Jibri was being a bit of a bully, for sure.
Okay, I'll take it. But, yeah, like, what the fuck, Jibri?
Yeah. And so then Thais ends up saying, I admired Jibri for standing up to John because Patrick never does that. And Patrick says, well, there's nothing to stand up to, which is how I feel. I'm sitting there going, what are we even supposed to be mad at John for? Like, some people are mad at John, some people are Team John, and I go, he said Sparkles 9 times, and now we're supposed to be mad at him?
No one's mad at him. Who's mad at him?
Thais is mad at him. Well, Jibri's mad at him.
Well, Jibri has no say in this because he's the baby. Thais, I did not fully get, because Thais admires Jibri for standing up to John. Like, what do you mean standing up to John? Jibri attacked John. All John did was he said, okay, Sparkles. He basically responded to being attacked, which everyone would.
Right. Calling someone a drunk is not standing up to them.
No.
If Jibri kept it at, I think you should move out. I think you and your brother and Thais should all find separate places to live. I think you should give them space. Maybe that's standing up, because you're coming in with a point of view that could be beneficial to Patrick and Thais. But just calling him a drunk and trailer trash is not standing up for anything. That's bullying.
Yes. No, I agree. Jibri is a freaking baby. As I said several times, he cannot take a joke. He cannot take anything.
Yeah.
And he is being the bully until someone else makes fun of him just for a little bit, and then he becomes a baby and runs away. Which usually those were the bullies in school.
Well, that's why he bullies, is because he does feel insecure. And he thinks, if I attack other people, that gives me some power. That gives me this false sense of confidence. But he's doing it because he lacks the confidence.
Yeah.
It's wild. But okay, that is Patrick, Thais, Jibri, John. That's that segment.
All right. Let's go to Emily and Kobe.
Couple baby updates.
Yeah, we open up with a video of Scarlett the baby and Emily giving birth.
That's not the way to describe that video.
What do you mean,
if that was the title of a YouTube video, I might click on it. If they accurately titled it, I would not click on it.
What's the video of Scarlett the baby from start to where she's now?
It was a video of Emily pushing Scarlett out of her vagina.
It's emotional.
I
Not for me because I'm not a mom, but I feel
Kara
like,
and Emily it was.
Yeah, I feel like moms really find this moment very emotional.
Well, you guys can call and send hate letters to me because my note was Kara was being a little narcissistic in this moment.
What do you mean?
Kara's crying, right? No one else is crying. Kara's crying and Emily is crying. And Kara's like, that's going to be us soon. It's like I'm watching my life happen. It's not about you, Kara. This is not all about you. So she's being a little bit of a narcissist.
I honestly, if I was pregnant and then someone showed me a video of giving birth, I would literally say the same thing. I would be like, that's going to be me soon. That's what I would.
I might internally say that.
I would probably say it out loud because I also have no filter. I'm getting there. But I don't see anything wrong with that. Like, if you're pregnant, you think
it's not about
yourself.
you. It's not about you right now, Kara. We just watched Emily. I don't know why we just watched Emily, but we just watched Emily give birth. It's about her. This is her moment to shine. This is Scarlett's moment to shine.
But you can say it's beautiful, but that's going to be me soon.
Say
I
that.
totally get that. I don't think Kara said anything weird.
Okay. Well, nothing weird in comparison to encapsulating your placenta
Yes.
and taking it in pill form.
Yes, we already talked about that, so let's move
just
on.
look before you guys do it. Just check out the CDC recommendations.
Yes.
I don't know that again. Don't take medical advice.
I found it interesting and hot.
And hot?
Well, smash it like it's hot.
What are you, a cannibal?
No, you're not eating a. Ugh. Come on.
Is right.
So you're saying that all women who do this are cannibals?
No, I'm joking.
Okay.
We're joking here.
Okay.
Aren't we joking here?
Okay. I just think it's a hot news. I didn't know.
Okay. Okay.
Guys, I wish you saw John's face right now because he's like.
Well, I did the research on
what?
probably most people eating placenta. I've done the research on it now.
All right.
Again, don't take medical advice from this podcast, but also don't take it from 90 Day Fiancé. That's the disclaimer. Okay? That's the disclaimer. All right. So then we turn to the topic of sex. And Kobe lets us know it's been a while since they had sex. Emily, on the other hand, I think is feeling a little insecure and goes on the defense and is like, what? No, it's been like a week. It's been like 2 weeks. She's clearly lying. I think she knows how long it's been, but she's worried about how people will perceive that. Mm-hmm. Because there's a big discrepancy between a week or two and a month.
Yeah.
So finally she comes around and admits, all right, Kobe's telling the truth. But
the reason why is because Kobe's afraid to get her pregnant again. Why don't you use condoms or something?
Yeah. As we learned on on MAFs, there are latex condoms, there are lambskin condoms.
Maybe they're placenta condoms, who knows?
That would be interesting.
But at this moment when Kobe basically is like, yeah, I don't want to risk this happening again, kind of Bilal and Shaida step in and Shaida's like, ask Bilal. He knows how not to have a baby.
Yeah.
And I feel like, I don't think Bilal was loving all this. Like I think Bilal enjoyed being on the show, but I think he's very shocked from what his ex-wife was saying on the previous part of Tell All, because he became very quiet to everything.
Well, what do you think that means?
I think it got to him. I think he's thinking
Well, what do you think Shaida meant when she said he knows how not to have a baby?
That he pulls out.
Oh.
What did you think?
Maybe a vasectomy.
Oh, I don't know. But like Michael Scott,
Snip, snap,
vasectomy.
snip, snap.
Snip, snap, snip, snap. The toll of 4 vasectomies.
Takes on a person. So good. But so maybe Emily and Kobe aren't getting after it as much. Kara and Thais say their sex life is better now that they're pregnant. That's a whole fetish right there. Whole category on Pornhub.
How do you know?
Pregnant woman. You've never heard of that?
No.
Oh, pregnant porn. It's a whole thing.
Jesus,
a whole thing.
I'm not even gonna look at your computer.
I'll send you some links.
Oh, thank you.
And then Bilal and Shida just talk about how we're practicing, but not ready for a child just yet. Or Bilal's not ready for a child just yet.
And I get that. He said we haven't had a lot of time we haven't spent a lot of time together, but let's enjoy each other first, and then. But okay, I get it. She's older, but what is 1 year?
No, there's nothing.
And you can also have your eggs, what do you call it? Frozen? Yeah. If you're worried about things, you can do an extra step. And 1 year in getting to know someone because you don't know each other.
Yeah.
I think that's a smart idea instead of just getting pregnant and then be like, oh shit, this is not working out.
Especially when it's such a volatile relationship.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like they've been rainbows and butterflies since day one. They've had a lot of issues.
A lot of issues.
So let's take some time and get to know each other here. And then, sure, maybe in a year, let's revisit this conversation.
Yes, but we'll go back to Kobe and Emily, and they're going to play the clip of
boy.
Emily telling Kobe that let's have a date night first and
boy.
then go see Kobe, right?
Oh, boy.
And apparently, and we all know it, we also gave her some shit. She got a lot of shit, especially on Twitter, and Sean is reading some tweets.
She read one tweet, but yeah, there was a lot of reaction,
Yeah.
she says, to this plan to keep Kobe from his son. And Emily has a reason for this.
Yeah, I honestly, once she says it, she says, it's been a while. We haven't seen each other. Once there is gonna be Coben, there is gonna be Coben.
Yeah,
right?
but
We live in
still.
our parents' house.
No, stop it.
What I think she should have done is, and I said it before when we watched it, they should have gone home, see Coben, say hello to him, and then let Lisa put him to bed, and then you go out.
Yeah, her whole reason was, well, I would have brought Coben to the airport, but COVID was a big thing, so wasn't going to do that. And then it was a long day, so I didn't want to get back to the house and Coben not be excited to see his dad. Huh? Stop trying to protect Kobe. If he wanted to see his kid and Coben was tired, so he wasn't over the moon to see Kobe, I think that's okay.
Okay, yeah.
Because Coben wasn't over the moon to see Kobe the first time after he was well rested and Kobe walked in the house.
Yeah, because he was a stranger.
Exactly.
But yeah, she should have, I get it, you want to spend the night, I'm all for it, but go home first, even for half an hour, just get to see Coben, and if he has to go to bed, that's okay. Put him to bed, but he should have gone home first.
It's just selfish.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, it's just selfish. And no matter what the plan was, I think Kobe sums it up perfectly when he says, she should have just told me what we were going to do so I could have prepared.
Yeah.
He was flying here to the States however many hours on a plane going, I'm going to see, when I touch down, I'm going to see my son.
Yeah.
I'm going to see my son. No, because Emily had a whole plan that she kept to herself. She should have just been a little more open.
Yes. Oh, no, I agree with
what
you.
she's going to do. Yes. And Bilal's like, oh, I'm surprised. Why do you think this would be your only opportunity to bang your husband? And Emily says, well, once he's with Kobe and I don't want to take Kobe away from him. Huh? To me, that reasoning doesn't make sense either.
No.
He's eventually going to go to preschool. He's going to go with mom and dad, with grandma and grandpa. Like, how long are you guys having sex for? You guys don't even sleep in the same bed. I can't imagine it's a marathon event. You can find 30 minutes here or there to bang.
True.
So again, Emily's a moron. I can't deal with her reasoning. And Ari is one of the people who can take Emily's side. She says, I wasn't a fan of this idea at first, but after hearing the explanation, it makes sense.
Well, yeah, because I also don't think that, anyone wanted to get into a fight with her over this. But let's move on. We have Lisa and David joining on the video, right?
Yes. And here we confirm everyone is still living in the same house.
Yes.
Father David, looks retired. Mm-hmm. He's got a nice tan now. He's wearing a shirt that's one step away from a Hawaiian shirt. This guy is in retirement.
Good for him.
Good for him, as he should
Yeah. And then Sean is asking about
boy.
their sex life, which I'm like, gee, Sean.
That's such a weird question.
So weird. But I love what David said because he said, our house is soundproof. Let's leave it at that.
He's like, I designed this house. I'm an architect. It's soundproof. It was just such a
So
weird...
why? Yeah. I'm
Why,
sorry.
Sean? Why? You didn't ask, not even every couple, I feel like you didn't ask them about
No.
their sex life, but you're going to ask.
The parents. And also, why is Emily freaking out that she cannot have sexy time with Kobe if they all sleep in the same house? If the house is soundproofed.
I don't think it is soundproof. But then we flash back to the co-parenting struggles, to whip him out or not whip him out, to share or not to share.
Yeah, and then Kobe's like, well, because we see the breastfeeding clip, right? About the
Yes.
breastfeeding argument. And then Kobe's like, well, Kobe doesn't need the breast to survive.
Kobe goes, Kobe was big enough to start managing his own affairs. What does that mean? Like he should go find his own pair of boobs to suck on?
But I love Lisa's response. And I think Lisa was getting emotional because she said, we need to normalize breastfeeding in this country. It's a bonus that it's a pleasure for men, but it's mainly made or created to feed our children.
It's true. Again, call in. The lines are still open if you want to crucify me. But isn't breastfeeding normalized? We all breastfed here, at least.
Yeah, but it's not normalized enough. Like when you can still, women cannot do it in public because then you just
We
whip
have
out
a long way
little,
to go before that.
a little boop, just a little bit, just like boop. And then you feed your kid, and some people might be like offended by it. Why you're feeding your kid?
I don't know. I don't have boobs. I'll never have to
Yeah,
deal
but
with
I
this
feel
struggle.
like there's still this like stigma about breastfeeding, and honestly, like it's good for the kid, and it's good for a wife or for a woman to get the milk out of it because you can also burn up to 700 calories a day.
Hello.
So my friend who had 2 kids told me, "Girl, breastfeed until you're dry."
Okay. All right. Good advice.
Because she said that's how she lost her baby weight. It was breastfeeding.
Okay. All right.
Emily lost her baby weight
normalize
while
it.
eating placenta.
Normalize it then. What I thought was funny was when Kobe's like, well, Kobe doesn't need to breastfeed to survive.
I literally just said that.
And Mohamed goes, you don't need that either. You didn't hit the punchline.
catch that.
You didn't hit the punchline.
I didn't catch that.
Yeah.
That's
All right.
good. That's even better.
So then Sean asks about the handoff before the wedding, between David and Kobe.
And I have thoughts. I loved because David says, I don't want to say it was a personal gift, but if Kobe wants, go ahead. And I love that Kobe's like, no, I'll keep it to myself. That's a real beautiful moment because it's something they don't want to share on TV. Sparkles would have a video about it. He would blast it on social media.
Of course.
Because that's
He'd
what
make
he
it a music
does.
video.
And so
Because everything is for the show. Everything's
Yes.
for clout. Everything's
And
entertainment.
I just love that Kobe was like, no, this is for us. And Lisa knows, and Emily knows, and it's just going to stay between the 4 of them. I love it.
Beautiful. All right. That was a lot. We covered a lot. What do you think we take a little break?
Let's take a break because they're taking a break. Oh, are they taking a break?
No, we're going to take a break.
I don't know.
We do what
we're
we
gonna
want to
take a
do
break.
over
Yes.
here, Teresa. TLC doesn't control us. Let's take a break.
Let's take a break.
We'll be back in a second.
Okay.
And we're back.
Hello, Jonathan.
Hello, Teresa. Put your shirt on. You're not even breastfeeding. What are you doing? Why would you do that? What, are you trying to turn me on over here? Come on, let me see if there's any milk in those things.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Oh, boy.
But
All
yes,
right.
we took a break. They took a break. And that was the moment that we saw Emily talking to Tim and Kenny. Like nothing happened.
I didn't write anything.
All she said
I didn't
was
write this
that
down.
she didn't expect Ari to be so tiny.
Oh, yeah.
That
I
was the
didn't-
highlight.
I didn't write this down.
But yeah, let's move to Eve and Mohamed.
So I noticed something. I call it out to Teresa. I don't know if you guys noticed
you?
this. Yeah. I think Mohamed had a little translator device in his ear, or like a little earpiece so that someone could tell him what was happening, but only during his segment. Because then once I noticed it, I kept an eye on it. It was gone
What?
when they moved on to the next couple.
Interesting.
It was this little tan-colored earpiece.
Well, I saw it when you pointed out. Well, Bini better had that too because his English is also getting there.
Yeah.
But I don't think he fully understands.
Yeah.
Same with Hais, by the way.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's okay. These foreigners are learning, so I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but I hope if Mo had it, I hope the rest of them who needed it also did.
Yes. Okay, so speaking about boobs and breastfeeding, Sean brings out a founding member of the squad, Tidiana.
Tidiana is joining, and they played a clip of Mohamed meeting the squad.
Oh, boy.
And when the squad was grilling him if he watches porn or whatever, right?
Yeah.
And Mohamed says it's not normal, even in American culture. Now I have a lot of friends. People don't talk about sex like this. And listen, I'm a very open-minded person. If you want to talk about sex, sure. But would I do what the squad did?
No.
Absolutely not. Especially to someone who is from a different culture. I found it very disrespectful what they did.
So disrespectful.
And distasteful. Like, come on. Like, get to know him first. Maybe if you become friends, and then you can be like, oh my gosh, how did you know how to bang?
Porno. Porno.
But this was too much. And Tatiana's trying to kind of make a thing out of it, saying like, well, we're very open-minded ladies. We don't find sex as a taboo. We practice tantra. It's like, that's all great. But you do you, girlfriend.
Yeah. Titty's whole defense was that, well, this situation. What?
You call her titties?
Well, yeah. First nip basis. She's like, this whole situation is unorthodox, so we're going to have some unusual conversations. It's like, maybe, yeah, there'll be some questions you don't ask a guy that Eve dated who's from down the street, but it's still inappropriate. There's a difference between unusual and inappropriate.
No, absolutely. And I think she should have acknowledged that he is from a different culture, because as far as I can tell, I think she is Native American, right? We all saw it. I think
Eve.
she is. No, Eve is Native American. I think Tatiana is too. What if someone came at them and said something rude about their culture or something that's not okay? Like, how would they
weren't
react?
saying anything rude about Muhammad's culture.
No,
they were
but
just saying things that made him uncomfortable.
yes, but okay, that's a better way to word it. What if someone came at them and said something that makes them feel uncomfortable because of their background?
Sure, it would be wrong.
And that's why I almost feel like, okay, but you guys have a certain culture, you have a certain background, right? How do you not see that this this was offensive?
It doesn't matter what culture, though. There is no culture or country where the first time you meet somebody, you start asking them about their porn habits and how many women they've banged.
No, absolutely. But I'm saying, like,
Take culture, take country out of it.
I agree. I totally agree. But I'm saying to this extent, there are a lot of ignorant people, but I think people with certain cultures who came into the table with certain backgrounds, right, are a little more sensitive to certain things. And that's why I was surprised.
It was worse because Muhammad is a Muslim man.
Yes.
But even if it was a Czech guy or a German guy or an American guy, it would still be wrong to be like, oh, tell me about your sexual past.
It would have, but those guys would laugh it off.
Maybe.
Yeah.
But we would still go,
more likely.
oh, that's a lot.
Yeah.
That's a lot to be asking. My only question, it's not a sexual question. My only question, why was Tidiana wearing napkin holders as earrings?
I liked it.
Oh.
I liked it. I also wear earrings, circle.
Those things are out of control.
Round
Those are
earrings.
napkin rings.
I loved it. I was actually going to look it up.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
I think my head is
I
too
endorsed
small for
I
it,
endorsed that over the placenta eating, so knock yourself out. But yes, the whole conversation about sex and it being uncomfortable, and Titty saying, well, that's how we get to know people. And so Muhammad goes, well, did you know me when you figured out I'm good in bed? What did that? Did they have a threesome or something?
No. Okay. I know what he was saying. I think a lot of people didn't get it, but what I think he was saying is that he said, oh, you didn't even get to know me first, but all you wanted to know is if I'm good in bed.
Oh, okay.
That's what he was saying.
But then either he's saying he's good in bed or Eve told her that he's good in bed, because he's basically saying, well, now do you know me? Now that you know I'm good in bed?
Yeah, I think he was just, he didn't word his thoughts properly. Someone in the earpiece should have helped him, but.
And so then we learned something. I didn't know this. Eve was clueless to the fact that Mohammed was a virgin until after they banged.
Yeah.
That's insane to me.
I mean,
She didn't know.
We never talked about it. I assumed you banged before me.
Right. She didn't know that she took his virginity until after she took his virginity.
Yeah, so?
Huh? What? You're what?
Like, are you supposed to have a conversation before you have sex with someone if they are a virgin? I didn't ask you. You didn't ask me either.
No, but neither of us are Muslim.
No, but you don't know. Like,
yes, Eve clearly doesn't do any research, but if you did the littlest bit of research, you would know that I think most Muslim men save themselves for marriage.
Also,
and they weren't married.
But he had a girlfriend.
So she just assumed that they banged.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's on Mohammed a little bit too. He could say, oh, this is my first time.
Listen,
Not
I'll
that
give you this.
That,
yes, she should have done some research, right? And maybe ask about it. But
again, you don't know what you don't know. So she knows
True.
nothing about Muslim culture.
Yes.
She might not know that it is forbidden to have sex before marriage. But to me, just not finding out you took someone's virginity until after you took their virginity is kind of like, whoa, all right.
good time.
Good times.
But then Mohammed kind of said he was more upset with Eve about this whole thing because she didn't chime in. She just let her friends grill him. Didn't take his side, right?
Yeah.
Which I get. And then Tatiana kind of fires back and changes this whole dynamic because I feel like she was getting grilled. So she's like, I just want to ask the other couples if their person also like called them a sponsor or asked to get another sponsor, right? Mm-hmm. And then Jibri, classic Jibri.
Jibri's like, I haven't spoken like 3 minutes. I should probably say something.
And he's like, I'm Team Mohammed and Eve. Like, this is a genuine love. Really? Like,
It's a true love.
Perspective of love. Like, honestly, Bilal and Shaidan will get there because Jibri was calling out who's going to make it, not make it.
Mm-hmm.
You guys are good because he's so wrong about so many things,
For
right?
sure.
If he sees... And I feel bad for Eve and I didn't think they're going to make it. We don't know if they made it.
I don't think they're going to make it.
I don't think they're going to make it either, but... When they play the video clip when Mohammed calls Eve the sponsor, right? If you watch this and then you follow it with, yeah, like that's a genuine love. Seriously? That's a genuine love?
Not at all. No,
this is the opposite of a genuine love.
Yeah. Jibri is all over the place.
He's
this towel, he doesn't know what's going on. But what I was surprised about was most of the foreigners taking Mohammed's side in the debate about Mohammed saying he'll get a new sponsor. When they show the clip of them texting and Eve being like, what are you talking about? You're getting a new sponsor. Everyone was Team Mohammed. Like Shida was even going, yeah, like how many times did I sound like Mohammed?
Yeah, I was surprised too.
Everyone was understanding of Mohammed.
I was surprised too.
And then, I don't know, out of nowhere, Mohammed stands up, walks over to Titty, and says, other than you asking about my sex life, I have no problem with you. And they hug it out.
Yeah, and then he's like, yeah, I appreciate you being there for you before me.
Yeah.
So that was interesting.
Yeah. Well, that was it for them.
Yeah. I remember like during this whole thing, as he was like kind of arguing with Tatiana, Eve, I'm really bad with the names today. Eve kind of like whispered to him like take it easy, like take a chill pill. But they caught it and they put subtitles. Did you catch it?
No.
Mm-hmm. She was like, calm down, like take it easy. She like whispered to him, but they subtitled it.
Interesting. Missed it. Anyway, they break for dinner. It's a long day. We saw them eat lunch. We're seeing them eat dinner. And Eve goes to talk to Mohammed in the green room. And Tatiana's there. And she says, we're good people for Eve. I hope we can move forward. I respect you. I want to make sure we're okay. So she's trying to, again, make sure her and Mohammed can live peacefully in Eve's circle together.
And then they group hug it.
Well, hold on. You keep jumping over Mohammed's good lines. Because Mohammed goes, I respect you, Titty. Even when I was mad, I never said I didn't respect you. And she goes, no, you just called us stupid. And Mohammed goes, that's something else.
I missed it.
Yeah, come on. You're reading subtitles over here. You're missing the meat.
I missed it.
Yeah. All right.
Well, yeah, but they hug it out, and we're moving on to Ari and Bini.
Yes. And we learned Bini's been spending a lot of time in Las Vegas.
Which, okay, I was kind of confused, and they should have explained this better. But is Ari there, or is she not?
It doesn't seem like it. Well, Ari was in Ethiopia for 3 months.
Whoa,
so maybe
right.
Bini was over there. Because the UFC headquarters are in Vegas.
Yes.
So I wonder if he's out there training with the UFC.
Could be, because he said it. He's like, I'm here for MMA. And apparently in Vegas, there are a lot of Ethiopian people.
Yeah.
So it's like a community. He feels good. Ari does not love that flashy lifestyle of Las Vegas, right? And Mohamed kind of chimes in and he's like, well, but Bini can live anywhere he wants, right?
That's not how couples work, Mohamed.
Exactly. And Ari is like, okay, but do I have to go with him? And Jibri is like, no, you don't have to. Like, what?
Yeah. And then the weirdest part was when Jibri went around the room giving his predictions on who was going to make it. He's like, y'all will last, y'all will last, y'all will last, you're not going to last, y'all. It's like, what? Huh? He has no faith in Bini or Ari, and he has no faith in Bilal and Shida.
Which is like, what the fuck?
And
like, what?
And the whole time, basically the whole tell-all, Miona is just sitting there in silence.
Mm-hmm.
She knows if you have nothing nice to say, you don't say anything. Because
Yes.
her husband is sitting there making an ass of himself. And she's just like, I'm going to keep my mouth shut.
If anyone should have walked out of it, it should have been Miona to be like, I can't fucking take this, moron.
And that was the other thing I thought when Jibri walked out is I can't stand when a partner walks out and leaves their spouse sitting there to fend for themselves, to be on their own. You came there as a couple. I would have expected Jibri to be like, get up, we're leaving. And like, take Miona with him. But he's like,
Because
nah.
he's selfish. He's a fucking baby.
He is a baby.
And then we learn that Ari was in Ethiopia for 3 months because there is a war going on in Ethiopia. So she was helping in the refugee camps, helping to raise money, which is honorable.
It's amazing. And when I heard it, I was like, oh, that's very cool. Her and Bini went back to Ethiopia to help out.
Not.
And then you learn, oh, Bini didn't go. And on top of that, she said she was only going for a week and ended up staying for 3 months.
With Ari. Avi.
With Avi. You're really bad at names tonight.
I don't know what's going on.
So, yeah. On top of all that, it's not like she just went to Ethiopia, was helping out, and kept Bini in the loop. No, she pulled a Bini, as she says, and blocked him when she was over there.
I honestly, like, what? And then she said, yeah, it was nice for Avi to see his family over there. You're talking to the family over there? I thought you hated each other, right? But the blocking. Okay, let's talk about it, right? Ari said she blocked him for herself. So she doesn't have the need
lie
to like
detector
check on
test
him all the time.
Says that's a lie.
What the fuck? And
That's not how it works. If you block someone and then in a moment of weakness, you're like, I want to talk to them. You'd unblock them and you could talk to them. That's not how, it doesn't prevent you from talking to people.
If you blocked me when you said, I'm going to work, I would be like, what the fuck is wrong with you? I want to know. I want to be able to reach you at all times. And you work 20 minutes from home. Like, I want to be able to reach you anytime I want because something can happen. The fact that she's on the other side of the world and with their child. And she blocks Bini because that's what she thinks is right for her.
What? How is that right? How is that healthy? How is that helpful to the relationship?
And this is the worst part. Bini didn't even know she blocked him.
Well, we don't know that for sure. Ari goes, I don't think he noticed.
And he's like, yeah, it's like, I don't know. When I tried calling her, it didn't go through. I was like, oh well.
But why wouldn't you want to communicate with your husband and the father of your child?
I don't know.
It's so unhealthy. It makes zero sense to me.
Because their relationship is a little unhealthy.
It is a little unhealthy, right?
We all know it. And then we watch the wine spilling clip.
Yes, I know this really gets you going every time seeing alcohol wasted like that.
Yeah, I would have caught it with my mouth. But it's the wine spilling and then it's the video chat that Bini's having with his sisters when they're basically making fun of Ari and telling him, no matter what, marry her and get a green card. At least you get something out of this shit, right? And Bini gets shit. And Shida's like, what? That's so disrespectful. And I agree. Like, you can have adult arguments. You don't have to get along with your spouse's families because I feel like most people don't. But to throw a wine in someone's face, that's very disrespectful.
Yeah, and Bini's response is, well, my family protects me, so I need to be on their side, protect them.
No.
Well, it's your wife. You need to protect your wife. That is now the ultimate person in your world that you should be putting before anyone else.
Yes.
As long as they're innocent. If Ari did something horrendous, then sure, don't take her side. You can't defend her.
Or if Ari did, spill the wine in Mimi's face first and then Mimi did it to her, whole different story.
Right.
But Ari's sitting there saying, listen, I don't have to talk to you. This is whatever's going on in our life is between me and Bini. And she got pissed and threw wine in her face? Seriously?
Yeah.
Yeah, all the girls are basically taking Ari's side. It's Shaida and it's the rest, like saying this
Kara,
was ridiculous. Yeah. And yeah, like Bini's not really apologizing but he's not really saying, oh shit, yeah, I wasn't good. Like, I'm sorry, I should have taken your side. He's just sitting there in a way. I thought it was bad. I felt like if you had a moment to apologize because you didn't before, now is the moment because we already watched it. Now is the moment for you to be like, oh my gosh, like that was so bad. I'm really sorry. You are my wife. I shouldn't have said those things. They shouldn't have thrown wine in your face. I should have taken your side.
Yeah.
But he didn't.
He didn't. He didn't. It was an opportunity wasted.
Yes.
But then Sean asks about the idea of Bini just getting married for a green card, like his sisters had suggested. And Bini, in a roundabout way, kind of says, well, if Avi wasn't in the picture, I don't think Ari and I would be married.
Which I think it's okay to say it, maybe not on national TV, but Ari said this before too. She said, if we didn't have Avi, we wouldn't be together.
Right. And the reason being, as Bini says, we fight a lot. There's terrible communication, but they say they're working to be better, though.
Yeah, and then she kind of makes this speech about how no matter what happens between them, how Bini brought a lot to her life. Besides Avi, he showed her how to be patient. He showed her how to communicate, how to laugh, right?
Understanding, yeah.
And then you just see Jibri laughing.
Just laughing
like, what a moron.
Because he doesn't buy into their relationship. He thinks it's a joke.
Yeah, but you are a joke. Like, honestly, let the relationship, and they literally, both of them just said, the relationship is broken.
Yeah.
We have bad communication, but they're trying. You're going to laugh at trying?
Yeah. All right. That is Bini and Ari.
All right, let's move on to
Oh, boy.
Sparkles and Miona.
Sparkles and Miona. We learned they have moved from South Dakota to the Palm Springs area, but they're thinking of traveling even more.
I love that, but then Sean was like, so are you guys thinking of being some kind of a nomads?
Creative
like,
creative nomads.
creative nomads.
Hashtag creative nomads. Follow our
my
journey.
gosh.
Hashtag van life. Hashtag creative nomads.
And then was he trying to rap when he was like, I'm appreciative, you're such an adventurous, sexy woman
Every
who
time.
jumped onto this red carpet. I'm like,
It's always slam poetry.
and what is the red carpet? Is it like Aladdin's kind of carpet, but it's red because you're so famous?
You know what a red carpet is, Teresa.
Yeah, but I'm saying, why did she jump on this red carpet with him?
Remember when he rolled it out at the airport?
Oh, shit, I forgot.
Okay. I know it's
I
been a long
literally
season,
forgot.
Teresa.
Okay, so...
I think it was a pink carpet. I think it was it a pink carpet, or did we say it should have been a pink carpet to match? I think he rolled out a carpet.
I think it was a red carpet.
at the airport. But
Yes, he did. You're right. He did. I totally forgot about it. I'm like,
Okay.
what is he? Is he like a play onto Aladdin's carpet because so he can travel on it, but it's red because you are so famous now?
it's Jibri. Don't think too much about it. He clearly has not. You shouldn't either. So we flash back to Miona and Mahala doing the laundry, talking about the clothing choices, that whole debacle. And Sean brings up how Mahala and Brian said they couldn't attend the wedding because of scheduling. And Sean wonders if Jibri believes that reason or if it's an excuse. And Jibri doesn't really answer. He just says, I'm a grown man, but it hurt. Miona actually kind of answers the question because she says, I made multiple efforts to make them come, but I think they were offended that I didn't want a big wedding in South Dakota. And I thought they might change their opinion at the last minute, but they didn't.
We did too.
I know. That would have been a nice button on the story, but they didn't. And on top of them not joining the wedding, Sean says, we actually invited your parents to join the tell-all. They declined.
Yeah, I think they just don't want to be on the show. Like, that's just too much.
It's not even just about being on the show. Sean asked Jibri the last time he saw his parents. When was that? And he says that he hasn't seen them since they left South Dakota.
Oh, wow.
Which I think months ago. It was 6 months, he said, that's a lot. So I don't know if there's even more to this story that we're not seeing, but the fact that they didn't go to the wedding and they haven't seen each other in 6 months.
I mean, that's not that crazy because if they moved to the other side of the country, you don't see your parents that often. We see them, once, twice a year?
Okay.
Because we don't live behind the corner.
I wonder if they're talking then. That would have been.
Okay. Well, that's a different
Because
story.
again, they're not joining the tell-all.
Yeah.
So it seems like they're avoiding something. You were on an entire season of this show.
True.
They chose not to join the tell-all before this full season even aired. So it's like you said you're not going to join the tell-all, but you kept filming potentially for the show. Like, what's going on?
Yeah.
That it seems like you've cut off communication a little bit with
a good
Jibri
point.
and Miona. I wonder about that. But yeah, they didn't show up, but taking their place, the one and only Space Cash was busy. So we got David.
We got David, and we learned something that I was shocked. Apparently, Jibri never invited David to his wedding.
Yeah.
I thought, and he made it sound like, no one wants to come. Like, David, no one. Like, David was invited, but he just was like, no, bro, I don't believe in the love of you and Miona. Like, I'm not going to do it. He wasn't invited.
No, I never thought he was invited because unlike Bini, the person that Jibri puts first is his wife. Jibri puts Miona before anyone. Miona doesn't like David. So I didn't think he would have invited him.
But it's your friend.
But whatever Miona says goes. So I wasn't surprised.
Oh, okay. I was.
About that. I was a little more surprised about the fact that apparently they always have tension between them. David says, oh yeah, things are always tense between us. There was tension before Miona. She just added more tension.
And you know what? I'm not surprised. Like, watching Jibri on this tell-all, he cannot relax. He has no sense of humor. He has no sense of self-awareness. I can see how being friends with him can be very tense.
Yeah. And so Jibri says, I had to put the band at a distance because it was weighing Miona and I down. And he says, I felt like the band was a weight. And he just keeps repeating, like, weighing me down. Miona's not a weight. She's not weighing me down.
That's one way to say that I just do whatever Miona wants me to do.
And David goes, well, you should have just said these things. I didn't know any of this. And it goes back to communication. Mm-hmm. No one's communicating. David and Jibri aren't communicating. These couples aren't communicating. Could all be solved with a conversation.
And then this happens. So Jibri is like, she's not my girlfriend no more. She's my wife. And then he stands up and walks away. Like, nothing was said that would make him walk away.
Jibri.
Yeah. Like, David didn't say anything crazy. No one was attacking him.
David goes, I didn't even know they got engaged or married. I learned about it on Instagram.
Yeah.
I think most people learn about engagements on Instagram, to be honest.
Well, but
you don't go and text all of your friends and family.
No, but the close friends, you remember we called some of my close friends. Like,
a couple. That's true. That's true. They're apparently best friends. You'd expect a call.
Like, I texted some of my Czech close friends, like, hey guys, I'm engaged. Like, I did that aside of posting on social media.
Yeah. Well, I think he got up and walked away because he goes, you never supported Miona from day one. And David agrees. David was never a fan of Miona. Mm-hmm. And so Jibri goes, what's the solution? This is my wife. And David says, she rubbed me the wrong way. That's the truth. And that's when he gets up because David is still not going to be a fan of Miona. And that's hard for Jibri to accept.
That's not a reason to walk away. That's why I'm saying he's a baby.
No,
he cannot take things.
And he's leaving his wife sitting there with a guy who just admitted is not her biggest fan.
And everyone's like, what's going on? Even Miona was like, hello?
Yeah.
And so Jibri walks off.
He just wanted some snacks.
Oh, yeah. And he walks off and telling the cameras that, and this is a classic Jibri, that David is just jealous of him.
He sees me. He sees what I'm doing. He's just jealous.
what are you doing, Jibri, with your life? Like, literally, like David seems to have a decent job. He also still has the band. What are you doing?
He's jealous that I won't match clothes with him. I'm just matching. We used to match, and not anymore. He can't take it. He can't handle it.
Yeah, he takes 5 and then he rejoins, right?
And he goes, I just want my friends and family to support me. What about us? It's all about me, me, me. Mm-hmm. Shouldn't he be like, I just want my friends and family to support us?
Oh, yeah.
This union? Jibri goes, if you won the lottery, I'd be happy for you. But when I got Miona, you just sat there like, huh? I don't know if he's equating Miona to winning the lottery.
Which is fine. Like, if he feels this way about her, that's good. Like, she's his wife. But he's just, I think the saying that he has no self-awareness is right.
Yeah.
Because he does not.
Yeah. Yeah. So Sean basically asks if the friendship is over. And David says, I think we need to give it some time.
And then 2 minutes later, they're hugging.
Yeah.
So...
You changed my life. I learned this language for you.
Yeah, honestly, they went from not being friends to hugging and being besties again. This whole thing was just dumb.
And the Emmy for worst acting on a reality TV series goes to Jibri.
This is the second prize he won on this little 90-day Married to Reality podcast, Tell All Part 2.
Yes, your awards will be in the mail soon. Jibri. All right, so that was them.
But that's the end.
Well, that's what you think.
Well, that's the end of the tell-all, right?
What you think.
And then we see a little bit of Kenny and Tim just saying they loved John. And then everyone gets these little testimonials, which nothing really happens.
Did you notice who got the last one, though?
It was Emily and Shida.
Bilal and Shida.
Well, yeah.
And Emily was there saying, you guys are going to work out.
That's what I was saying.
Jibri's wrong. You'll make it. But why do you think it's interesting that they got the last scene?
I don't know.
Because they're going to be on Happily Ever After. So it was like a tease.
Oh, wait. Emily's going to be in it?
No, Jibri. Does anyone know the names of these people?
So it's not just me.
No, I said it was me too. Shida and Bilal. They're going to be on Happily Ever After.
Yeah,
right?
I know.
And so this season ended because no one was expecting this text message bomb. So this season ended. This tell-all was supposed to end with Bilal and Shida standing there and Emily going, you guys are going to work out. You'll make it. And then roll right
I
into,
didn't think that.
Let's see if they'll make it on Happily Ever After.
Oh, interesting.
But then, surprise, this tell-all is not over. We get an art card that comes up on our screen that says, shortly after filming, Eve discovered text messages between Mohamed and another woman.
We all saw the text messages, right?
Sure did.
It's like a few weeks back.
Yeah.
And so I think this was added.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Eve was at her house self-filming.
Yeah.
And she's like, this is shocking. This is raw. Mohamed chose to spend his time focused on starting other relationships and engaging in activity he shouldn't be engaging with. And then we see Mohamed who's like, I met a girl online. She was very nice. I thought we were friends. And then things started to get bigger. Eve saw my phone. She saw the text messages, but I want to make it right. So I told these women, I'm a married man. Please stop texting me.
I think you just meant one woman.
He said women, though.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
But
and these messages
knows?
were bad. We saw
my
it.
gosh.
They put the messages on the screen. And it was basically Mohamed saying, as soon as I get the green card, I'm going to go to an attorney, and then I'm going to leave Eve for you.
Yeah, I want to kiss you in bed
and the girl's
all
like,
that.
yeah, we have to wait a little bit longer, but it's okay. Get your green card. I hate waiting, but I'll wait.
Mm-hmm. But then he's like, all I can do now is to say sorry to my wife. I do love Eve, and she does not deserve that.
Yeah, because his green card would be gone.
Yes.
There's no way after all this comes out that if Eve divorced him, he'd be able to keep his green card. Nope, not a chance. So he's got to play nice for another year
but
or
Eve
two.
says, I don't know what the future holds for us. We'll see. So
put them on Happily Ever After.
Yes! And I try to dig on social media. They're not posting anything.
I wonder if they're together.
So that's my biggest question after this.
I don't see them as a couple.
No.
When, again, everyone was leaving the studio, walking to the Suburban, they walked out And I go, this is not a couple. Like I don't see them together. What do they talk about in the car ride back to the hotel?
I don't know.
I don't get it. But that's the season. Overall, I thought it was a great season.
It was a great season.
Thought it was fun. This part 2 of a tell-all was a bit of a snoozer.
It wasn't that bad.
Wasn't that bad.
Once we talked about it, I'm like, wait a minute, I love talking about it.
It wasn't that bad, but part 1 was one of the best
Yes.
tell-alls I've seen in a while.
Yes.
So it was good. They front-loaded it. They got everyone excited. We all tuned in for part 2. It was still decent, 7 out of 10. But that's the season. Mm-hmm. Happily Ever After up next.
Yep.
Which I'm excited about.
I am too. Too. I think it'll be good.
All right. I'm always excited about a new season, so hope for the best there. Make sure you guys are following us on Instagram at Married to Reality Pod. Join the happy hour this Thursday. That's right, this week. This Thursday, August 25th, 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Patreon.com/Married to Reality. All of our levels are invited. It's going to be a good time. Make sure you're following the podcast. Wherever you're listening, it's so easy to do. You look down, you smash that follow button.
Guys, smash it like it's as hot as the hopefully the new season. Woo!
Happily Ever After. And thank you again.
Question mark.
Thank you again for the reviews. We love it. KKN0411.
Thank you.
Thank
it
you
was a beautiful, sweet, and short.
Short and sweet review. Thank you so much. That's all I got. That's all you got to do to make our day.
Yeah.
A little review. All right. That's it. What a season. Hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for hanging out. Come listen to our other podcast, Below Deck, Married at First Sight. Sister Wives on Patreon. Although that'll be leaving soon and we'll replace it with something else.
We'll do something else that's fun.
And next week, we'll start talking about Happily Ever After.
Woo!
All right. That's it. I think I've said it all. Have you said it?
I said it all.
All right. We'll talk to you guys soon. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.